The following portion of the Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored by Phoenix Financial Retirement Planning.
We are hearing more and more about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, and here to help us understand it and share how it can help with our retirement is Senior Financial Advisor JD Dorfman. And listen, I'm thinking about getting Bitcoin because I hear that is the way to pretty much make sure I have a great retirement.
Think again. Okay, we talked about this a little bit before we went on air. I have been asked this question. I can't even count how often. Is it good? Is it not? What is it? That type of thing. So doing my due diligence, because I'll be honest, it's not something that I delved into quite a bit. It is a cryptocurrency is not, for starters, it's not monitored by anybody. There's no policing. Yeah. There's no government. There's no bank. There's no FDIC. So it is a digital currency. So do you remember when we had that, we had that little outage 3-4 weeks ago? You couldn't even order your Starbucks. Remember that? Okay. Imagine having millions of dollars in digital currency that you couldn't get to. We have a problem with the bank. We go to the bank. We're like, okay, I'm here. I had a problem. I can't find my bank. Where's my money? Then they figure it out. Good luck with that, with crypto or Bitcoin,
Okay, so let people who might not understand what crypto or Bitcoin is. It's pretty much nothing. Is that, can I say it like that,
show about
JD?
nothing.
Is this like, there's nothing there?
It's in the air.
Yeah.
So cryptocurrency is a digital currency that basically the value is created by others. I can't really tell you, after doing my due diligence, the others could be a company, could be, a bunch of other people that are just investors. It could be a multitude of areas. But at the end of the day, what concerns me as an advisor is if I want to get my money out, there's a production with that. You may not get it out. To get right to the heart of the chase, Tom Brady, everybody knows Tom Brady, lost $30 million. In an FTX exchange, which is the FTX company is an exchange company for digital currency. Now, there's a whole long story we won't go into, but $30 million promised in stock, he didn't receive. Giselle, his ex, $18 million, she didn't receive. Okay, Steph Curry, Larry David, Shaquille O'Neal, all these people went on the air talking about digital currency as if they had it. To my knowledge, none of them own digital currency. So, on a little side note, be careful when you hear celebrities talking about certain investments. Just because they talk about it doesn't necessarily mean they're invested in it.
Right. So that's where you go. They come sit with you because maybe they have dipped into a little bit because their kids or grandkids told them to, and now they want to put it part of their plan. What are you going to tell them? You're going to tell them, get out of it and let's get that money as fast as you can to go somewhere else?
There are a lot of people out there that like to play very aggressive. And if you're an aggressive person and you believe that there's money to be made there, who's to say no? Okay, I am more of a conservative kind of advisor. Okay, my people get to retirement. My people see the end of retirement. The money's there when they're ready to go. So I have a problem or an issue with putting that in my arsenal of offers, of choices when we get down to retirement. Is crypto, Bitcoin? It's not exactly like I can whip out a Bitcoin and go to, Burger King.
Right.
Here you go. $1 of Bitcoin is worth like $59,000 in U.S. currency.
Yeah.
So, and then, to exchange the Bitcoin, you have to go through an exchange online, or a digital currency, and then create money to cash that out. So what's so funny about that is it comes right back into U.S. currency. So basically, you're trying to get the value of something that's a currency to bring it back to an actual cash value.
So, I've never understood it. And that's why I think when it comes to retirement, you do start looking at solid things. That's one thing you sit down with, and there are some digital things you do, but it's important to do that. And I think the big part you said is crypto, come sit and talk with you. You'll work them through it.
Yeah, right? Absolutely, 100%. You're always there to answer questions, and I get questions all the time about this, and I never shy away from a challenge. And this was a little bit challenging because not as many people know about it as you think.
Right.
They hear about it, it's worth this, it's worth that. I'm like, all right, let's dive into this a little bit. Let's see really what's there.
Yeah, not diving.
That's something that I would really
hold off on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
JD, always love talking to you. Financial planning right there.
Yes.
Information's on the screen, or head over to the CW7AZ.com and come on back. Got more of the mix for you after this.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by Phoenix Financial Retirement Planning.